Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, December 18, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus, if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. And make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Kansas City Chiefs vs Houston Texans. These Houston Texans were pretty special last week, weren't they? They went toe-to-toe with the Dallas Cowboys and nearly pulled off an amazing upset. Some believe they actually would have won had they kicked the field goal late instead of going for the knockout punch, failing and giving Dallas the momentum it needed to march down the field. This week the Texans walk in as 2-touchdown underdogs, and many are wondering, given some recent struggles for the Chiefs, if they can do it again. Under head coach Lovie Smith, the Texans play every game to the very end. Even when losing is inevitable, they still come out and fight. Well, that's all well and good, you need more than just heart to beat the Chiefs. Kansas City's defense may rank 25th overall in DVOA, but the Houston offense is bereft of any legitimate talent now that Dameon Pierce is out for the next 2 weeks. The tandem of Davis Mills and Jeff Driscoll will struggle to move the ball downfield, especially if Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins are out. After watching last week, the Chiefs are not going to look past them. Offensively, the Chiefs are still a juggernaut. This backfield of Isaiah Pacheco and Jerick McKinnon should have no trouble running on a defense that allows the most rushing yards per game, 165.8, and has coughed up 17 rushing touchdowns on the season. And the Texans' pass defense, well, it hasn't given up a ton of yards because everyone just runs on them, is still middling at best. The Chiefs are 2-2 against the spread when favored by more than a touchdown, but this week they should get back over .500 on such spreads and have their way with the overachieving Texans. Our team picked Chiefs minus 14 points. Let's get some stats going here. The under is 4-2 over the last 6 games for the Chiefs and 5-2 over the last 7 for the Texans. Kansas City has had a total set at more than 49 on 8 occasions this season, and the under has hit in 5 of those instances. Houston has never had an over-under higher than 47.5 at any point in 2022, and the under has still hit in 8 of its 13 games. When you are dealing with a game total this high and a point spread that big, you have to assess the potential game flow. If you think the Chiefs cover, chances are the under hits because the Texans are going to struggle to score. If you like the Texans to cover the 14-point spread, the over seems much more likely. While the Chiefs' defense has had its struggles in recent games, there just isn't enough offensive firepower for Houston to put up enough points to help push this over. Dameon Pierce is out, the Texans are using 2 quarterbacks under center, and they could still be without their top 2 wide receivers. Regardless of any defensive shortcomings for Kansas City, Houston will almost certainly struggle to move the ball consistently. The Texans' defense is super soft against the run, so look for Isaiah Pacheco and Jerick McKinnon to see a lot of work. On the passing front, Patrick Mahomes will have Mecole Hardman returning to join an already potent group of pass catchers that includes Travis Kelce and Juju Smith-Schuster. The Chiefs should carry most of the scoring in this one, but not enough for us to be overly concerned with the final score. Our second pick is under 49.5 points. Philadelphia Eagles vs Chicago Bears. The Philadelphia Eagles have already punched their ticket to the playoffs and have a huge matchup on deck with the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve. But for their Week 15 matchup, it's a mismatch on paper as the Eagles keep rolling and the Bears seem headed for a top 3 pick in the NFL draft. Philadelphia will have success on the ground against a bad Bears run defense. But a healthy Justin Fields, who is off the injury report, is expected to play on Sunday. The Bears average over 210 yards rushing at home this season. Philadelphia gives up over 130 yards per game on the ground on the road this year. The Eagles have only faced one mobile quarterback this season equal to Justin Fields when they played Arizona on the road in a 2017 win. The Eagles are off back-to-back blowouts of the Giants and Titans, but are just 2-4 Austrian shillings on the road this year and are in a look-ahead spot with the Cowboys on deck. There is also a sharp discrepancy with just 39% of the tickets on Chicago, but 62% of the money on the home dog. Give me the Bears +9. Our first pick is Bears +9 points. The Eagles' run game could run right through the Bears' porous run defense, especially with 10 to 15 miles per hour winds in the forecast. The Bears and Justin Fields may be able to do the same. Before Fields' injury, the Bears went through a 5-game stretch where they averaged over 29.5 points per game. Although the Eagles are due for some regression after averaging over 40 points per game over their last 3 games, they should still be able to put up points against a bad Bears defense. But I also expect the Bears to keep this one close, and they will only do that by scoring. This number is over the key number of 48, so I'm a little weary of a missed FG leaving points on the field, but unless the Bears and Justin Fields get shut down, they will do enough to push this total over. Our second pick is over 48.5 points. Pittsburgh Steelers vs Carolina Panthers. Carolina controls its own destiny in the NFC South, already with a win in hand against the Bucs and one more matchup pending later this season. Tampa Bay is also a home underdog this week, so there's a chance the Panthers could be in first place by the end of the week. Steve Wilks deserves a ton of credit for keeping the ship afloat after the team parted ways with Matt Rule. Players have been very outspoken over the last few weeks about Wilks' leadership style, and he seems to be getting the most out of the talent at his disposal. Since the Panthers got blown out by the Bengals in Week 9, Carolina is 4-0 Austrian shillings covering by almost 10 points per game. They're also 3-1 Sioux in that stretch, with the only outright loss coming at Baltimore. Since returning to the lineup 2 games ago, Sam Darnold is grading out like an above-average quarterback, especially on early downs, and has been a stabilizing presence for an offense that has suffered through the ups and downs of Baker Mayfield and PJ Walker this season. The rushing attack has been prominent as well, with a 3-headed monster of Chuba Hubbard, Donta Foreman and even Raheem Blackshear emerging as a threat. Despite the improvement on offense, it's the defense that drives this Panthers team, ranked 3rd in EPA play during this recent stretch, allowing an average of 15.5 points per game. Carolina has 2 bookend corners with J.C. Horn and C.J. Henderson. Both former first-round picks are having outstanding seasons, which is allowing interim DC Al Holcomb to be creative with his blitz packages. They'll likely get the benefit of facing Mitchell Trubisky this week, as Kenny Pickett goes through concussion protocol for the 2nd time already this season, which leads me to believe he will not play this week. Trubisky was okay down in relief against the Ravens on Sunday, but he continues to be plagued by turnovers, throwing 3 interceptions, and making poor decisions in the red zone. These teams seem to be trending in opposite directions, and I don't think this number fully accounts for Darnold's impact on offense compared to Walker and Mayfield. I'll gladly lay less than a field goal with Carolina at home in a must-win.